Let's be real. Who doesn't want to live a long, healthy, and genuinely happy life? It's not just about tacking on more years, it's about adding more life to those years. It's this universal thing we're all after, and today we're going to look at some folks who seem to have actually cracked the code.
So, what is the secret to living a vibrant life well past the century mark? You're probably picturing some high-tech lab or maybe some crazy genetic engineering, right? But what if I told you the answer is way more fascinating, and it's been hiding in plain sight this whole time, in just a handful of very special communities around the world?
All right, here's the game plan for this explainer. We're going to tackle the longevity puzzle, then decode what these blue zones actually are. We'll see what they eat, how they live, and then, the best part, how you can start to build your own little blue zone. So let's get right into it. The longevity puzzle. I want you to just imagine for a second that there are these little pockets on our planet where hitting 100 years old isn't some shocking, crazy fluke. It's kind of normal. We're talking about places with tons of healthy, active 100-year-olds. It's almost like, well, like they just forget to die.
Okay, so what do we call these incredible places? They actually have a name, blue zones. And now we're going to put them on the map and really figure out what makes them tick.
So a blue zone is basically just a place where people have way lower rates of chronic disease and live a whole lot longer than the average person. And the name, well, it's actually pretty modern. Back around 2005, a writer named Dan Buettner was working with National Geographic, and as he and his team found these communities, they would literally just circle them on a map with a blue marker. Simple as that. The name just stuck. And these original blue circles popped up all over the globe in some really different places. You've got Okinawa in Japan, known for these amazing social support networks. Then there's Sardinia, Italy. Get this, it has the highest concentration of male centenarians on the planet. Over in Costa Rica, you have the Nicoya Peninsula, where people have this incredible sense of purpose. Ikaria, a little island in Greece where dementia is almost unheard of. And then, the real wild card, Loma Linda, California. Yep, right in the US. It's a community of Seventh-day Adventists who live, on average, a full decade longer than most Americans.
So you look at that list, Japan, Italy, Costa Rica, they're all so different. What could they possibly all have in common? Well, a huge piece of the puzzle is what's on their plate. So let's dig into how to eat like a centenarian. It's pretty amazing, really. Across all these different cultures, the core diet is remarkably similar. We're talking about 95% plant-based. The real cornerstones are things like beans, whole grains, and whatever local vegetables are growing nearby. Meat, that's more of a treat, maybe a few times a month for a celebration. And you can pretty much forget about processed foods and added sugar, it's just not a thing. They eat local, they eat fresh, and yeah, in places like Sardinia and Icaria, a daily glass of good, antioxidant-rich wine with friends, that's part of the routine.
Okay, check this out. Just one number, 80%. It's so simple, but it has this profound impact. In Okinawa, they have this 3,000-year-old saying, Hara Hachibu. It's just a little reminder they say before meals to stop eating when your stomach is about 80% full. See, the key here is that it's not a diet. It's a mindful habit that just naturally stops you from overeating. And we know from science that even that little bit of calorie restriction is incredible for reducing inflammation and the risk of all sorts of chronic diseases.
But listen, food is only part of the story. It's a big part for sure, but you can't just eat your way to 100. There are these other forces at play. They're kind of invisible, but they are so powerful. We're talking about how you live with purpose and with connection.
Back in Okinawa, they have this amazing word for it, Ikigai. It roughly translates to your reason for being. You know, the thing that actually gets you out of bed in the morning. And what's so cool is that researchers found this strong sense of purpose is a common thread in every single blue zone. There's no real concept of retirement. They just stay active and keep contributing to their communities their entire lives.
And if there is one secret ingredient that you absolutely cannot buy in a store, this is it. In the blue zones, community isn't just some nice little bonus. No way. It's a fundamental part of their healthcare system. It is, literally, powerful medicine.
And this medicine really stands on three main pillars. First up, family comes first. Elders are revered and woven into daily life, which gives them purpose and lowers rates of things like depression. Second, they have what Dan Buettner calls the right tribe. This is so important because behaviors are contagious, right? Good and bad. So if your friend's idea of a good time is going for a long walk, you're probably going to be walking more. And third, a real sense of belonging, often through faith. The Adventists in Loma Linda are the perfect example of this, where that shared faith creates this powerful stress-reducing support system.
Okay, so this is all super fascinating. But the big question is, what do we do with this information? This isn't just an academic study. I mean, places like Thailand are already taking these lessons and trying to actively create their own blue zones. So let's talk about building yours.
So where do you even begin? Well, the good news is you don't need to pack up and move to a Greek island. It starts with small, simple changes. First, eat more plants. Just try making beans the cornerstone of one meal a day. Seriously, they're the ultimate superfood in every blue zone. Second, move naturally. This isn't about running marathons, it's about engineering more movement into your day. Take the stairs, walk to the store, maybe start a small garden. Third, find your purpose. Take just a few minutes and write down why you get up in the morning. Knowing your Ikigai can add up to 7 years to your life. And finally, connect daily. Prioritize quality time with people who support you. Call a friend instead of just scrolling.
So when you boil it all down, the lessons from the world's longest-lived people aren't about superhuman discipline or extreme exercise. It's about crafting a life and an environment that makes the healthy choice the easy choice. It's about purpose, connection, and real food. So the question isn't just what to do, but how to start. And I'll leave you with this. What is one small change you can make today to start building your own blue zone?